How's it going, people? Welcome back to my channel. I know this video was meant to come out last night, but I thought, being Arsenal, let me wait a bit because there's some more bullshit around the corner. And lo and behold, a few hours ago, Sky Sports, Arsenal at a sensitive stage in discussions with Mikel Arteta and Man City. But what can you say? You know, when you expect it to get worse and it just does, and you're not surprised anymore. So I'm glad I did wait. Because I don't want to be talking about Arteta now for 10 minutes and then something else happened today and I'll be talking about him for another 5-10 minutes again, and then potentially he signs for us by the end of the week. What more do I have to say about the guy? At the end of the day, a lot of my subscribers, a lot of you guys, you already know how I feel about this appointment. I'll back whoever we put there. But the problem remains. The problem remained under Emery. The problem will remain under the next manager. The problem is Stan Kroenke. Fuck Josh. It's Stan. Stan's just giving it to Josh to mess around with, to try and do something with. Stan owns us. He is the biggest problem at this club. But obviously, yesterday, pictures emerged that after the City game, late into the night, around 1:30 in the morning, you saw Vinay and Huss Farmi or something like that, our lawyer, and whatever Vinay is, I forgot his role, leaving Arteta's house after 2.5 hour discussions. And one thing I want to say about that is, what the fuck did you discuss in 2.5 hours without coming to an agreement? If that's the man you want, come to a fucking agreement. Man are just there talking, probably sipping a bit of juice, maybe a cigar or two, not coming to no agreement, lovey-dovey, talking it away. It's just bullshit. On the other hand, look at Carlo Ancelotti, yeah? Everton spoke to him, yeah, come over, let's talk to you. He's come over, arrived yesterday. By the time the sun fucking set, we heard a deal's been agreed. Today, you see, it's going to be confirmed by Thursday, Friday, if all goes to plan. And that just shows you that today I tweeted about the sensitive stage reports and the fact that it just highlights that the board don't know what they're doing. And from top to bottom, from playing staff to the people in charge to contracts to negotiate, but it's all over the place. I've said it many times before. Please tell me what Arsenal have done right in the last 10 years. One thing they've done right. That could be anything, even if it's not football related. One thing Arsenal have done that's worked in our favour as a club. Please let me know in the comments. But let me continue here. Sky did obviously go on to talk about Arteta, give their verdict on it. I think it's that Cavell guy from Sky Sports. He came out and there was a little story about Arteta and why Arsenal are interested. And I picked out some quotes from it. First one being, Arsenal Chiefs impressed with Arteta. It was only a last-minute decision that saw Emery appointed ahead of him. And we all remember that it was meant to be Arteta last summer, post-Wenger. Obviously, the fans weren't too excited then. I don't know what's changed in the next 18 months. Obviously, we lost Vinay and them man that, but we can't anymore because Kroenke owns 100%, and we don't have no Gunners meetings no more, no fan board discussions. It's all done. It's all done out here. But yeah, like going for Emery last time, we went for the experience. We went for someone who's been about a little bit, who's won stuff. But the cheap option then, and it's the cheap option again now. If it is Arteta, it is the cheap option. If it's Patrick Vieira, it's the cheap option. If it's Nuno Santo, cheap option. There's so many cheap options out there, and I'm not getting onto them. Arteta, I don't know what he's like as a manager, so I can't rip him. Vieira, he's been all right. He's been all right. Obviously, he hasn't been truly tested yet, but we'll see. And who else was it? Who's the other cheap one we're going for? Or he was going for? Nuno Santo again. I'm impressed with what he's done at Wolves. But at the same time, he's no Poch. He's no Simeone. He's no Allegri. None of them are. But let me pick out some more. Despite the lack of managerial experience, his coaching credentials are impeccable. Impeccable, you know. Do you know that word, impeccable? That word's mad. Impeccable. Not good, not great, impeccable. Who the fuck is this Cavell guy? How does he know his credentials are impeccable? Why? Because some players and some ex-managers and managers have said it. Come on, man. At the end of the day, what are they going to say when posed the question? Nah, Arteta doesn't really do too much. Nah, Arteta doesn't do nothing. He just sits there. Do you really? Come on. Modern coach. No, sorry, where was I? He worked under Pep for 3 years and came through the Barca system as a player. What the fuck am I going to do with that information? He worked under Pep for 3 years. Okay. Carlos Queiroz worked under Ferguson for how many years? What happened when he went Real Madrid, open checkbook, La Liga, where there should only be 2 teams fight? What happened? Yeah. And came through the Barca system as a player. Well, the fucking Bellerin came through the Barca system as a player. And he's a big part of the same problem at Arsenal. A lot of these players using these... He came through the Barca system how long ago? 20 years ago? Bloody hell. But that adds to his impeccable coaching credentials. Get the fuck out of here. Modern coach, very good one-on-one. Noted for the amount of time he spends with players watching video and analysing performances. Now that I like. If that is the case, I like that, because that's what a lot of our players need. Even the ones that we like, they all need one-on-one, focused training, one-on-one, watching themselves back, critiquing themselves and fixing it. So if that is something Arteta brings, I like that. That is definitely something I like. But don't forget, Emery came with a fucking dossier on each player and how to improve them and whatnot. In the end, I'd say he tried. It's just that I don't know if these players can fucking improve. When a lot of it is in there. When a lot of the problems for these players is in there, how the fuck do you improve that? Look at Pepe again. Pepe, twice now he's come out this season. Once to say he hasn't started the season where he expects better of himself. And the other day he come out and said, you know what, don't blame Freddie. You can't blame Unai, it's the players. Twice in 5 months taking ownership of a problem that's not really created by him. And he's not a major part of. Yes, he hasn't performed as well as we would have hoped so far this season. But these problems at Arsenal have been evident and obvious for the last however many years. Decade plus. So I rate Pepe for doing that. It just shows that Pepe mentally right now is where he needs to be at. Focused, understands where the criticism is coming from, understands things are not going well, but is confident enough to speak up, take ownership and try and improve it. Less risky than Max Allegri, who would make transfer demands in January. Typical, man. That is bullshit. We need fucking players. And I'm not a big fan of the January window. But if we want to try and get top 4, we have to beat Chelsea and United in that week leading up to New Year. And we have to at least bring in 1 or 2 players in January. At least. But we won't. Vinay's already come out twice, remember, and said we won't be buying anyone in January. So, and Ljungberg's come out and said we haven't discussed transfer targets at all. And all you hear is Arsenal want a head coach, not a manager. So surely transfer targets should be lined up by now. Not even looking at lined up. But they're not. Unlike big name candidates, his wage demands would be more reasonable and the compensation minimal. That sounds about right? The last 3, let me read them last 3 again. Less risky than Max Allegri, who would make transfer demands in January. Fuck off, Arsenal. Unlike big name candidates, his wage demands would be more reasonable. Fuck off, Arsenal. And the compensation minimal. Fuck off, Arsenal. And I say Arsenal, but right now I mean Kroenke. But it's the club moving like this. He's moving like this under the club's name. It's Arsenal getting tarnished. It's him. And I looked at some player quotes and whatnot. Charlie Nicholas is all for it and whatnot. He raised some good points and I understand them, but in my opinion, he's getting a bit ahead of himself. And Paul Merson and Kevin Campbell I've seen videos from both of them and they've been against it, saying the job's a bit too big for an inexperienced manager, especially if you get inexperienced, first time role as a manager. It's madness. And Paul Merson said something that I actually agree with and made me laugh. Something about, aside from knowing how to not get lost on the way to the stadium, what else does he bring? And that's the truth. We don't know what he brings. We don't know what he brings. People are only going to talk highly of people. And if there's people out there that really believe Arteta has a major part to play in the way City are, look at Bayern Munich and Barcelona under Pep. Was Arteta there? Like, open your eyes. And obviously today, like I said, I'm glad I waited for this video because bullshit comes out. Arsenal at a sensitive stage in discussions with Man City. So, a few quotes from that article. It is understood the Spaniard has yet to decide where his future lies, despite more than 24 hours of discussions. And like I said, I'm going to mention it again. Everton interested in Ancelotti. Ancelotti flies in. By the time he flies back out, a deal's been agreed and confirmation in the next few days. On top of that, these are rumours, so I'll take them with a pinch of salt until they're fact. But apparently they're going to make him one of the top paid managers in world football. Guillem Balaguer was saying that Ancelotti didn't want to come straight back into football. He wanted to take a little break and come back in the summer. But Everton have forced his hand, like a big club is meant to do. And I'm not saying Everton's a big club, because they're not. But they're moving like a big club. They spend money. They show ambition. Ancelotti would be showing ambition. At the end of the day, I wasn't a big fan of Ancelotti coming to Arsenal. I believe he's on the downhill in his career. I believe the Arsenal job right now needs a rebuild, and I'd like a younger coach to come in and assist us with the rebuild and see us through it. More long term. And when I mean long term in this day and age, long term is 5-8 years. I don't mean the 22 or whatever that Wenger done. But yeah, Guardiola informed of meeting. And sorry, what was I going to say? Arteta. How can he not be yet to decide? He hasn't been a manager before. Arsenal Football Club are offering him a job. Arsenal Football Club. And he doesn't know whether he wants it or not. That just shows that what we're offering, I don't even mean what we're offering in terms of wages to Arteta. I mean what we're offering in terms of package, investment, what's to come, future plans, mustn't be good enough for Arteta. And hence why Ancelotti can come in, done, okay, looks good, okay, wages good, okay, nice, yeah, let's do this. Forget the summer plans. But with us, Arteta probably has plans to take over from Guardiola, so he's probably looking at it now, do I take over from Guardiola in 2 years, remain in the background and take over a well-oiled machine? Or do I risk it all and go Arsenal? And I don't even believe in the board as much as I need to do the job properly. Guardiola informed of meeting by Arteta but won't stand in his way. Obviously, Arteta has a lot of respect for Guardiola, and I'm not surprised he told him of the meeting. Apparently, Arteta wanted to take the coach back. He didn't want to have the meeting straight after the game, which is more of a sign of respect as well and all that. So I guess he fills the quota of class and all that a lot of us fans like to bang on about. Only City hierarchy frustrated by lack of communication over the last 2 days. And again, that leads me to believe that maybe he isn't the man we really want. And we ain't got no fucking money. We're probably deliberating over the 1 to 3 million compensation that's due to City. Probably trying to get that waived. We're probably saying to City, look, Guardiola said you won't stand in his way. Like, why are you going to make us pay? Or probably saying, look, you lot are rich, man, allow us. We don't move like big boys. I know we're chatting shit about this compensation. I know we are. Stan and Josh Kroenke still to be convinced after getting through interviews with Vinay, Chief Operating Executive, Huss Fahmy, lawyer, Head of Football, Raul, and Managing Director, Edu. So he's passed all these interviews, or they seem impressed enough with him. But at the same time, Stan and Josh are still to be convinced. Well, we are still to be fucking convinced by you, mate. How kind of, even though it's all rumours and a bag of chat, if that's the case, yeah, what is going on? The men that we're not convinced with are not convinced by other people. The guy we're angry with, 350k Ozil, comes off the pitch angry like he's done. Like, it's all a mess, man. It's all a mess. Edu keen on former teammate Patrick Vieira, and I read in the Daily Canon today that our number one target is actually Vieira. So, but pinch of salt again. Like I listen more to Sky Sports, and obviously there's pictures there of Arteta. If our first target was Vieira, why the fuck hasn't it been done? But likewise, if our first target was Arteta, which it wasn't, because it would have been done already. We wouldn't be waiting around to get it done. If Arteta or Vieira or Nuno Santo, if these men were the options, then the number one targets, then we would have got it done and dusted long time ago. So it makes me wonder, who was the target? Who was the target? Was it Poch? If it was, again, you could have got him done as well. Can't be Simeone. We ain't got the balls for that. And I'll end it with Arsenal are after a head coach rather than a manager, hence why we didn't go for Ancelotti. Head coach, manager, I don't give a shit. I'm tired of this, man. When I was growing up, yeah, football, yeah, was the manager, the assistant manager, the coaching staff, and the team. That was it. And the coaching staff were literally that, the coaching staff. Now it's head coach or manager, assistant coach, assistant manager, technical director, director of football, head of football, CEO, blood, lawyer. Why do I know the Arsenal lawyer's name? Why do I know these man's name? I didn't know the names of the people that were running the club before. All of a sudden, in this day and age, and it goes for the online fan base, we laud whoever it is, Don Raul, you know. Who is in that position at Man City? Who is the equivalent at Liverpool? Do you see their fans fucking banging on about them? Even though they buy quality players, they do business. Do you see their fans banging on about their technical director, head of football, CEO? Like, come on, bruv. Fuck, this fan base is doomed. I'm telling you, this fan base is doomed. But I'm going to end it here because there's no doubt there's going to be some more shit to come out over the next few hours. Or Arteta gets confirmed, or Vieira gets confirmed. Whatever it is, I'm going to back the manager, but I've had enough of the board. No clean slate. They didn't get one under Wenger. They don't get one under Emery. Stop fucking about, Kroenke. Pressure needs to be mounted game to game now. The fans need to unite game to game. But like I said, people, let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you happy with Arteta? Would you be happy with Vieira? Should we have gone for Poch, like I said, or Simeone, like I hoped? Download the One Football app in the description box below. There's a link. They're sponsoring the channel, as you can see throughout this vid. But do me a favor and download that link. Or download the app through that link and add me on Instagram and Twitter. Turkish LD on both platforms. And I'll probably be out with another video tonight or tomorrow morning with the way things are going. We need to sort the manager out. We've got a little time off now. Let's get it done. Let's get it done.